Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Did someone respond? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for the response. Uh, we'll be starting this session at 1:30 as soon as the session speaker joins. Thank you all of you for joining. Hello. Good afternoon, sir. Can you hear me? Sir, I have made you the co-host. I could see you in, but I can't hear you. Dr. Arabinda, sir, am I audible to you? You need to unmute yourself, sir. Sir, could you hear me? Sir, you need to unmute yourself. Dr. Arabinda, sir. Yes, sir. Good afternoon. Am I audible? Am I audible to you, sir?
So you are audible, sir.
No, I am asking Arabinda, sir. Sir, we can't hear you. Your voice is not coming. Unmute yourself, sir. Maybe, sir, you try to remove your headphone and then try. Yeah. Hello.
Am I audible now, sir?
Yes, sir. Now you are audible.
Okay.
Now you are audible. Now you are audible, sir.
Okay.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. It's a
Okay,
pleasure.
thank you.
It's a pleasure to see you.
One minute, sir. Two. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So with your permission, shall we start, sir?
No problem, sir.
Okay.
We should start now.
Right. So, dear all FDP participants and dear all faculty members, I welcome you all in this post-lunch session of day 5 of Faculty Development Program. The session speaker for this session is Dr. Arabinda Sharma, Associate Professor and Head of Department in School of Earth and Environmental Sciences, Gangadhar Meher University in Odisha. First of all, I welcome you, sir, for being a part of this FDP and accepting our invitation. It's really so kind of you. We are really thankful to you for accepting our invitation. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to introduce you all to Dr. Arabinda Sharma, sir. Dr. Arabinda Sharma obtained his PhD in Soil and Water Conservation Engineering from IIT Kharagpur. He is MTech in Remote Sensing from BITS. He is a recipient of National Merit Scholarship, Gate Fellowship, and Institute Fellowship, IIT Kharagpur for pursuing higher studies and research. He has more than 20 years of teaching, research, and administrative experience. His broad research areas includes geomatics, water resource, and environmental engineering. He has 75 research publications to his credit with a total JCR impact factor of 19.5 and Google H index of 12. He has served at many different academic administrative positions such as Deputy Controller of Examinations, Coordinator MOOC, Coordinator OSOU Study Center, Principal, and also the Dean of CBLU Bihani. It's a prestigious engineering college in Bihani. Most importantly, his biography has been included in the 29th edition of Marquis Who's Who in the World, USA 2011, and 2000 Intellectual of 21st Century, IBC Cambridge, London. He is also a winner of Jawaharlal Nehru Outstanding Doctoral Thesis Award 2012 from Indian Council of Agriculture Research, New Delhi. He is also a Young Achiever Award of 2013 from Indian Society of Geomatics, Ahmedabad. Sir, first of all, congratulations to you for all these academic achievements. And you are a bright scholar and a researcher, and we could see you through your profile like you have been an outstanding student throughout your life. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Over to you, Professor Dr. Arabinda Sharma.
So first of all, I would like to give my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Yadav and his entire team for inviting me in this particular workshop. I think Dr. Yadav have organized such kind of workshop previously also, because I have an opportunity to share my views in some of the workshop I do remember. So Dr. Yadav, congratulations, because the theme of this workshop is quite relevant when we all, ready to, implement the new education policies, and when we are facing a lot of problem in our higher education system. So in that sense also, if we give a simple look, we will able to realize how important this workshop is. And since this is the fourth day of this workshop, and I am quite confident that most of the previous speakers would definitely able to highlight the what are the you highlighted the different thematic area of your expectations, because all the participants will definitely look forward to learn something and try to implement some new strategies, and so that they can able to get maximum out of their efforts. So in that series, today afternoon, I have got this opportunity to share my ideas and views once again in front of this audience. So my topic would be basically to find out the skill gaps and the curriculum gap in our higher education systems, and how this new new national education policy is going to able to address all those problems or all those gaps that we will try to discuss. Okay, I have certain views, of course, that I will let you know, but at the same time I am expecting that from the audience and from other experts who are listening this particular session, then they also throw some of the insight into this particular discussion. So without losing much of time, I would like to share some of the slides that I have prepared surely for this particular session only. And I'm just going to share the slides, and if you see the highlights of those slides, then definitely it is covering almost everything that we would like to. Okay. Okay. 1 minute. Screen. Start now. Okay, if the slides are visible to you. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, they are visible.
Okay, it is visible, no? Fine. Okay. So as I have told you that what is happening in our higher education system, that we are facing a lot of problems, and all those problems are of different nature and concerns also. And if you give a close look, then you will realize that the reason behind all those problems are somehow centered around 2 or 3 important aspects. And from my point of view, those aspects are nothing but the curriculum, because it is the only curriculum through which a educational institute can achieve its mission and vision. Okay, whatever we want to achieve as a higher education institution or a stakeholder of a higher education institution, that can be achieved only through the curriculum. Okay, so that is why designing a curriculum is very important part in a higher education system. And next one is that we will also able to realize that skill. Definitely what we are teaching to our students in classroom, sometimes that may not be able to make those students competent enough to get a job or make them employable. So those skills are somehow missing in our education strategies or in our curriculum. So we have to find out those important traits or skills which need to be imparted to our students. Okay, so that part we will try to cover. And of course, when we are in a very much ready to accept or assimilate the new national education policy 2020, and we have already started implementing those policy in a gradual or phase-wise manner in our university or in our education system. So in that sense, also it is very much imperative to, discuss or to give a light on that, how this education and policy will going to address all those problems. So starting with the scenario of our higher education system, here we have to understand that what is a higher education system as such in India. So in India, when we enter into a education or a classroom education, after completing the senior secondary educations, or that is what is called as 10+2 in many parts of our India. So if after crossing that 10+2 or the senior secondary classes, whenever we enter into a new classes, that class is considered to be a class of higher educations. And we have different system of higher education in our India. And if we see the main objective of this higher education in India is somewhat different from the school education or say secondary education and so on, because secondary education or the primary educations are basically meant to aimed at a growing interest or try to grow the interest among the students and to provide them some of the basic needs of the education. Okay, but when we come to the higher education, the main objective of higher education to make the students or make a person employable, or you can say make a person skillful in such a sense that the person can able to survive or able to get a livelihood as well as able to sustain his life in a global world in a very you can say respectful way, because respectful way means from social point of view, from economic point of view, and so on. So the objective of this higher education is quite broad. Means it is not only meant to impart certain kind of knowledge in you, but at the same time it is meant or directed at providing you the necessary skills so that you can use all those skills for earning your livelihood, and at the same time you can sustain or you can live a respectful life in a global society. So in that sense also the higher education system of India is quite different from the primary and secondary education. So if you look into this particular objective of your higher education, then you will be able to realize how much complicated or how much responsible this higher education system is. Okay, and if we move forward, then we will see that the higher education system of India is as such the third largest higher education system in the world in terms of its size as well as diversity. We are just next to the only China and US. Okay, so and this is only because of what? Because of our diversity, because we are having a country which is so much diversity in it. Of course, we are having a very large country, we are having a very large population, but that population is also having so much of diversity. So this diversity component of our population also make us one of the largest higher education system in the world. And if you talk about the framework of higher education system in India, then you will able to realize that it is again too complex. We have various types of higher education institutions. We have universities, okay, that may be a central university or state university, and that is a state private university, deemed to be university. So many universities are there, and among them also we have certain university or deemed to be university which has been tagged with the Institute of National Importance and so on. So the higher education system or the framework of higher education system in India is quite complex, okay, and they are functioning, their governing is also quite different from each other. So sometimes we face a lot of difficulty in the interoperability of the educations from one type of university or higher education institution to another kind of higher education system. Because if I am suppose studying in a in a degree college with a science stream, and if I want to move to some kind of institutions with professional studies like say diploma in engineering or degree in engineering, then such kind of portability of the degrees and diplomas are quite difficult in India. It is not that much conducive. Okay, so this is only because of the complex nature and narrow perspective over which our education system have been developed in the past. Okay. As I have told you that we have a different, a very complex framework of higher education system is there, and in that we have central universities, deemed to be universities, state university, that is to sometime non-affiliating university. There are certain state universities which are having some affiliated college in it, and there are certain universities which are unitary in nature. Okay, so again, we have other type of state private universities are also there. So the functioning of all these higher education institutions are quite different. And at the same time, if you see the different types of regulating agency, which is looking after the entire higher education system or higher education policies for framework. Okay, so all those regulatory bodies are somewhat different. We have UGC, University Grants Commission, to look after the different central as well as state university. But they are not that much, I mean, have control over some of the other higher education institutions like, say, medical colleges or, say, engineering colleges. For that, we have different types of regulating agencies are there. And if you see in India, we have UGC to look after some of the state universities, central university offering regular courses. We have AICT, All India Council for Technical Education, which is looking after different professional courses like engineering, technology, then management, and so on. We besides that, we have Medical Council of India is there, Bar Council of India is there, and similarly we have other regulating agencies are also there. And if you see again, you will be able to realize that there is a very weak coordination among all these regulating agencies. Okay, so because of that, what is happening is that the interportability of degree and diploma, and if you want some students to pursue leave one courses in between and want to pursue some other courses, then such kind of thing is not at all possible in the current scenario. Okay, so this particular framework for our higher education system offers either little or no opportunity for the students to pursue in a multidisciplinary environment or in multidisciplinary subjects. Okay. And if you talk about some of the expectation that we do have from our higher education institution is that it should be aimed at making our students responsible citizens, okay, and make our students a knowledge worker who can able to play different roles at global scale and can able to become a continuous learner who can able to learn new skills as per the requirement of the time and society. And this expectation can be achieved without compromising with the core value of our higher education systems, like we do have a national philosophy of education, we have national education policy, we have Vision 2040, and so on. So all these core values should not be compromised, and without compromising with all those core values, we have to attain at least 4 important objectives through our higher education systems or curriculum. That is, we should be able to make our citizen a responsible one, and that responsible citizen should be a knowledge worker who can able to work in the different area or domain, able to create new knowledge. Okay, and at the same time, they can able to play the role of a global player, means they can able to compete with their counterpart in other part of the globe. They can able to, accommodate the people from other culture or other ethnic background and so on. And at the same time, what is more important that they should be a continuous learner. I mean, they will always be ready or flexible to learn new skills as per the need of the time or as per the need of the society. So these expectations must be achieved through our higher education system. Otherwise, the objective of this higher education system will not be completed. If we talk about some of the important challenges that our higher education systems are facing currently, then the first most important being the low student enrollment ratio. We being the one of the largest country and the second most populous country on the earth, still if we see the gross enrollment ratio, then our gross enrollment ratio is quite low. We are somewhere standing around 25%. It means that how the number of students who are passing out from the senior secondary educations, only 25% of those students are enrolling for higher education in India. So this number is quite low. So with this quite low number of enrollment in higher education, the country cannot be able to achieve its dream place on the earth. Okay, so we have to be more focus on increasing our gross enrollment ratio, and the government has also planned to increase it to 30% by 2030. And this is a very huge gap, and definitely for that we have to work very hard. Obviously, the government is also have certain plan in their pipelines so that they can able to, establish at least one higher education institute in each district of the country. Okay. But that is again a very Herculean task, not that much easy. Second problem is that inadequate facility and infrastructures. This is quite obvious problem. Wherever you will go, you will find the same or similar problem. Most of the higher education systems are facing the same problem of a lack of facility and infrastructures, except few institutions, maybe some private institutions or some centrally government funded institutions. Most of the state government institutions are facing the same problem of inadequate facility and infrastructure. Either they do not have the required number of classrooms or the laboratory. If laboratory and classrooms are there, then other infrastructures like equipments, apparatus may not be available. If it is there, that is not functioning. So it's a common problem. It is not the problem of my university or your university. You will find everywhere. Okay, so this is a common problem of us. Second thing, the large vacancy in faculty position. It is the same problem again. It is also most common problem and very much similar in each and every higher education institution. Wherever you will go, you will find that most of the classes will not able to be conducted by the department, and department head will say that most of the faculty members are loaded with so much of academic load as well as some official work and so on, and they need some extra faculty to conduct the class regularly or in a very efficient way. So what I mean to say that the faculty who are supposed to conduct academic classes, but besides that, you will find that in every institution the faculty members are shouldered with some other responsibility too. So by carrying out all those responsibility along with the academic classes, it is almost sometimes difficult for the faculty to carry out the work in a very efficient way. Though sometimes it is possible to conduct class, but the class may not be that much efficient. The reason being is that the faculty didn't get much time to prepare himself or herself for the class because he or she was busy somewhere else before the start of the class. Like this, such things is happening in every higher education institution. And again, you will realize that everywhere there is a shortage of faculty, means the number of actual faculty available are quite less than the sanctioned strength of faculty. So that is also a very common problem. Yes, there is a provision sometime to appoint certain guest faculty and so on. But again, maintaining the things in a right way with guest faculty is again a difficult task. It's another kind of problem is there. So this is one problem. Third is that talent, because in India, at least in our country, teaching is not a lucrative profession as such. If you will ask any of the very talented students of your class 12, then he or she will never tell you that he or she want to be a teacher in his life, because though earlier time this profession is considered to be a noble profession, a respected profession, but in due course of time you will realize that it is not like that. Nor even it is a lucrative jobs. It's not well. Compensation. If you talk about the compensation of the faculty members is not that much good. As compared to some of the private organizations or some of the multinational companies and so on. Again, if you compare the compensation of the some of the private university, again there is some problem. The management has its own problem, set of problem to defend that pay structures of the faculty. So we are facing a lot of problem in terms of the quality and the quantity of teachers, as well as the getting a right person as a faculty member because of one or another reason. Okay, and this is a very common problem in all over the India. Sorry. Another problem is that outdated teaching methods. What we are teaching in our classroom is sometimes may not be at par with the requirement of the market or industry, because once the student will pass out from our institutions, he or she will join the workforce in one or other company or organization. So what the type of knowledge and skill required by that organizations or institutions may not be available in that students. So that is another big problem, because we are teaching all those students is something which is already outdated, not in practice. Okay, so that is a problem, and we need to upgrade our curriculum regularly, and that is true in light of the requirement of the society as well as in light of the requirement of the industry. So this is a big problem. Then lack of research work. If you see the standard of either we are producing very less amount of research work, and whatever research work we are producing, that is true of very poor quality. If you are trying to match with the global standard, we stand nowhere. So this is another problem. Okay, both in terms of quality as well as quantity, our research work is not comparable at all. Okay, the reason being, again, a lot of problem may be there. We can account a lot of reason behind this, say lack of enthusiasm among the faculty members, lack of research facility, and the lack of time also. As I have told you that most of the faculty members are quite busy in their academic classrooms as well as some kind of official assignments. So they do not get much opportunity to carry out their research work. Okay. Then inappropriate curriculum, as I have told you, that the curriculum should match with the requirement of the society or the industry, so that the prospective employee or the student of our institutions can able to address all those problems and provide them a practical solution to all those problems. So if we are not teaching them the right curriculum, because then it would not be possible for them to provide any kind of solution to them. Suppose we are teaching our students on the suppose water treatment. Okay, so we very well we treat them what are the different types of water pollutions, what are the source of water pollution, and so on. But if we are not able to teach them how to tackle with those problems, means what kind of strategies or technique or technology should be implemented so as to reduce the water problem from a given source, then that knowledge will not be that much useful. So curriculum should be designed as per the
requirement, means the students once taught can able to provide certain solution to a given set of problem. So if our curriculum is not designed in that way, then definitely whatever we will teach them, that is not going to produce any kind of effective solution. Okay, so this is another problem, that in appropriate curriculum. Coming to the next one, lack of optimum governance and leadership. It is again a very common phenomena that we will face a lot of problems in our higher education system with lobby among the faculty members, lobby among the administrator, and sometimes even politicians do also involve in that. So because of that, what happened is the governance of that higher education system get weakened, and the person who's supposed to lead that institutions or supposed to carry forward that institution in the desired directions, in the desired way, may not be possible. Okay, so for optimum governance and leadership, the higher education institution must be in the hand of a capable leader who is having a widespread knowledge in different domain of, or in different disciplines. Then only the person can able to carry forward that institution to a great height or in a great way. So this is another problem. Then next one, the limited focus on entrepreneurship. Yes, this is another big problem, because we must ready our students to be an entrepreneur. Otherwise, we think that we actually sent our boys and girls to schools and then to higher education institutions, university, colleges, with the aim that after getting a degree, they will able to fetch some kind of job. Okay, so this is what we generally think of, and accordingly, our students also think that once they will complete a particular degree or diploma, they will get some job or a good salary job. But this should not be their mindset, because it is almost impossible for any government or any society to provide jobs to each and every students or each and every youth. So in that sense also, we should make our education system in such a way that students should not look forward for a job itself. Rather, they should think of entrepreneurship. They should come forward with their own idea. They can able to build their own organizations, and they can rather able to create some new job for others. So such kind of entrepreneurship mindset should be developed among the students. But if you see the current scenario, you will not find such thing. Even the students of MBA or any technical technical students will also looking for some kind of job in some companies or some organization. Instead of thinking of some kind of entrepreneurship, they are not doing like this. Okay, so lack of gender parity in education, this is all a small problem, though this problem is gradually vanishing also. Nowadays, the girls are also coming in a big way. They are performing well in every examinations, and the parents and the society is also accepting them, promoting them in a right way. But still, there are certain areas where it is some problems do exist, and we have to eradicate those problems. And we have to understand that they constitute the 50% of our workforce or populations, and if they are not properly educated, then the society cannot be able to move forward. So this particular problem has to be also considered in a right way. Sign of stress in higher education, yes, you will realize that some of the premier institutions across the India have been plagued by a number of problems. Means, as I have told you, the problem may be in the form of overloading of works. Okay, so many instead of academic and research work, faculty members are engaged in what is called as some kind of official work. If you realize the primary teachers and secondary teachers, what happened to them? Instead of teaching, they are sometimes busy in preparing or serving the foods, midday meals, and sometimes to carry out certain kind of survey work for government. So instead of doing performing teaching, they are doing everything, I mean, except teaching. So this is a system how we are that our education system is running. So in that particular scenario, what is happening is that these education institutions are in stress conditions, mean though they have the capability to do something, but because of some external pressure or stress, they cannot able to perform up to their mark. Okay. Lack of fund, yes, if you see, we are hardly, investing 3% of our GDP in education system. So this amount should be increased. Otherwise, you will see that most of the educational institution, at least your government institutions are in a very dilapidated conditions. You will, if you see the buildings, if you see the classroom, toilets, laboratory, everything is in a bad conditions only, except few institutions. Most of the government run institutions are in very bad conditions. They are not maintained at all. So this is because of lack of fund, means because though they are providing good amount of fund for erecting some kind of new structures, constructing of new buildings, but the problem is that say maintenance, there is no maintenance, there is no fund for maintenance. So because of that, what happened, even a new infrastructure is being built up, but after a year and so, you will see that infrastructure is in very bad conditions and it is very much impossible to work over there. So these are because of lack of fund, and if funds are not available, you will not able to carry out any kind of research and development work also. Another one is the narrow domain. Most of the higher education institutions are working in a very narrow domains, means they are imparting only one kind or very few kind of degree courses. Like medical colleges, they are offering suppose MBBS and nursery courses. If you go to the engineering college, you will see that they are offering only engineering in different disciplines. So they are a kind of institution which are offering courses in a very narrow domain. And what is expected from a higher education institution to that they should offer courses in multiple areas or multiple domains. Okay, there should be students from arts, students from science and commerce, like this. A multiple disciplinary or multiple domain of faculty must be there in a higher education institution, because if such institution there, then there is a chance of cross-discipline or multidisciplinary work is there. Otherwise, we are somehow omitting the probability reducing the probability of carrying out some multidisciplinary work or some multidisciplinary approach to a given problem. Because if we are imparting courses in one discipline or one domain only, then we have a very narrow perspective of looking at a problem. Okay, so that may not be the optimal way to provide a solution to a given problem. So if we are offering courses in multiple discipline, then the students or the scholar from different discipline may come together, think for a solution for a given problem, and that solution may be quite acceptable or maybe quite effective one. So that is required, but most of the higher education institutions are currently running at a narrow domain only. Accreditation, if we talk about accreditation, is a kind of you can see symbolic that whether an institution is of at par or not, whether the institution is offering a quality education or not. So this is a kind of tagging of institutions. So we have again different types of accreditation agencies are there, like NAAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Agency, or NBA, National Board of Accreditations are there. And though they are doing their work very effectively, but still you will realize that only 36% of university and 16% of colleges are accredited by this agency. Means most of the colleges and universities are not even trying to get accredited themselves. So that is a big problem. So looking at all these problems, it is quite obvious that there is a need of transformation of higher education system in India. Besides that, we can have a very simple look that if we talk about our population, if we talk about our youth who are mostly unemployed, then you will also able to realize that there is a need of transfer, because if after getting a degree or diploma from a higher education institute and the student is not capable enough to simply earn his livelihood, then definitely there is certain problem in our education system. And for that purpose, we need to look into our current education systems, and we have to find out where are the problems, where the problem do exist, and how to overcome all those problems, how to remove all those problems. It is a common practice, and that should be done so as to transform our higher education system, because the current scenario says that we are facing a lot of problems. One thing. Second thing is that we are not able to prepare our students or our youth for a job, or to make themselves capable enough to earn livelihood for themselves. Then definitely the problem do exist, and we need to transform our higher education systems. And that transformation can be achieved through one or two important means only. What are those means? Then I will say it is a change in the structural framework of our higher education system. Suppose, as I have told you, one problem is that we have a very narrow domain of institutions, suppose. But definitely we have to make our higher education institution multiple domain systems. Okay, one, that is structural framework. The way we are, imparting knowledge. Suppose we have think that we will offer degree courses or diploma courses after 4 or 6 semesters and so on. So there need to be change. Okay, that need to be changed, because suppose if a student is not able to complete his 6th semester, then what will happen to that student? Or if a student is becoming a dropout in between, then what will happen to that student? There is no answer answer at us. Okay, the educational institute, you have no answer for such kind of problems. And suppose I have spent 2 years or 4 semesters in a university system, and after that I will not able to continue my education. What will happen to that 2 years that I have spent with that university? So no questions is, no answer is, no solution is available with the university. So we need to restructure those system. Okay, another thing that we have realized that during the discussion on the different types of problem that existing in our higher education system, that we have outdated curriculum, we are running with outdated curriculum, we have unemployability, we have students with lack of skills and so on. So if we want to, overcome all these limitations or problem, then definitely what we can do is that what we can do is through curriculum only. So there is a need to change our curriculum. Okay, we need to make our curriculum in such a way that the students can able to learn new things, and as per his or her choice also, suppose. Okay, because all students are not of same capability, or all students may not have the same area of interest. So based on that, they should have some choice. Okay, based on their interest, based on their capability, the university should able to identify the choice and the interest or the capability of the students and accordingly train them. So we need to change the curriculum as per the need of the student, or as per the need of the society, or as per the need of the industry or organizations, or as per the need of the economic model of our country. Okay, like this. So there's a need to change the curriculum of our higher education system. Then impinging new skill among the students. Yes, it is again. So when we talk about the skill, we are not very much confined ourselves to the hard skills. We are basically talking about the hard skill as well as the soft skill. Yeah, okay, that also include the life skill also, because after all we are human beings and we have to sustain our life in a society as a good and healthy citizen. So we must have to learn not only the technical skill like computer programming, besides that we have to learn something, say interpersonal skill, communication skill. Okay, and at the same time we should have to learn how to behave with each other, how to respect the other ethics, other people of other religions and so on, different ethnic people of different ethnicity. Likewise, because we are living in a global village, so we are encountering persons or people from different beliefs, different religion, different backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds. So we must have to understand all those things, and we have to behave in the same way, so that a social harmony or everything can be maintained in the society. So when we say impinging new skill among the students, we are talking about the skills which are maybe technical skill or some kind of hard skill, that may be a soft skill, that may be a other interpersonal skill or societal skill also. Okay. Uh, so as I have told you that there is a need to transform our higher education systems, and that transformation can be achieved through, yes, by changing the curriculum, by introducing new skill among our students. So just to make why I have pointed these two important things, curriculum and skill, for just to augment my proposition that these are the two important things which need to be taken care of. I have certain facts in front of you in these slides in the form of need of skill and change of curriculum. So if you realize that the awareness to innovative technology and ever-changing industry skill requirement is hurting India's higher education system. So India is a growing economy, and we are in a vision to attain or the status of 5 trillion economy very soon. But the problem is that you see sometimes the problems in the form of pandemic comes, and subsequently once we are almost able to overcome that pandemic situation, what happened, the another problem in the form of Russia-Ukraine war has come up. So in that changing scenario, changing the condition, global conditions, what is required is that we have to develop skills accordingly, so that we can able to, maintain the pace of our economic growth. And that is too possible through acquiring new skills. Suppose we don't have enough skills or infrastructure during the pandemic period, then in that situation, what will happen? We will not able to provide or will not able to, vaccinate such a large population of India. But because some infrastructure, some required skills were there in India, so because of that, we not only vaccinated all the population of India, but we also helped other country to vaccinate their citizen also. So that is required. So as per the need of the society, as per the changing scenario, global scenario, we have to grow some new skills among ourselves. That is required. Okay, and that skills can be imparted through industrial training, or so some academic assignment, practical works, and so on, or academic thesis writing, thesis work like this. Okay, this is important. So then conventional value or knowledge chain are in more disjointed and fragmented. Yes, it is not like that we always need new skills. Sometimes what happened that our ancestors have good knowledge in certain kind of domains. Suppose in case of Ayurveda, or say in case of Unani medicines and so on, we do have our ancestors, those people were quite, competent enough to, provide solution to some of the health issues previously also. Okay, but those knowledge, say sometimes we call it in the form of ethnobotany or so on, because we have so many medicinal plants are there, but we do not know their properties, we do not know how to use them. So we have to enrich ourselves in that ancient or traditional way of curing those diseases. So not only we have to think of the new skills, but at the same time we have to consolidate what we have in the form of ancient knowledge. We have to consolidate it, and we have to use it for the benefit of the society. Because if you see nowadays, we have so many solution is available in our nature, but we could not able to use that because of lack of our knowledge. though it has been practiced by our ancestors so frequently. And if you see a very simple use of say yoga, because nowadays we are celebrating say International Yoga Days on, okay, we are going to celebrate it in June 21st only, okay. So this is just 7th or 8th International Yoga Day. Before that, it doesn't mean that there is no yoga, but yes, with some kind of awareness among the people across all the people, across all the cities, we realized the power of yoga, and then we started utilizing this yoga as a tool for a healthy body. Okay, so this yoga was always there, but only thing is that it's missing the acceptability. Its practices was somewhat missing. So now we have started realizing its importance. We are now started using it once again. So it is now in a right place, or in the right, being accepted by the people of different countries. So that is the importance of the ancient knowledge. Or okay, so most of the ancient knowledge are available in the fragmented form, disjointed form. We have to consolidate it again, and we have to use it for the benefit of the man and society. Then the Indian economy has shown a massive growth perspective with entrepreneurship development. Yes. So what is missing is that the entrepreneurship skill is completely missing in India. Though in the recent time, we hear the government of India has floated so many schemes so as to encourage the entrepreneurs to come up with their ideas. We have so many hackathons have been organized by the Union Government of India, so as to promote the students or the youngster to come along with their ideas and make themselves realize that whether your idea is capable enough to be capable enough to bring some kind of entrepreneurship or some kind of product and services like this. And last problem there is the improvement in the access to quality skill set will automatically boost up the efficiency and competency throughout the economy. Because if we are able to maintain that skills, and that skill too can be improved or upgraded through time or through need, then what will happen? The economic growth of this country, of the nation, can be maintained. Otherwise, what will happen if we are not upgraded our skills as well as then what will happen? The growth can be halted after some point of time. Okay, so if we want our growth to be continued, then definitely we have to hone our brain with new skills. Okay, new skill, and that skill must be upgraded. Okay, as upgrade means as per the need of the society, as per the need of the industry, we have to upgrade it, because there is a continuous change in the technology that is being used in the global market. So we have to think of that direction also, because no technology will persist for a long period of time. And if you talk about the electronics and so on, then every year you will see that a new technology is coming up, and old technology will not completely wiped out from the market. So we have to upgrade ourselves accordingly. So in that scenario, we have a very much requirement of impinging some new skill, as well as bringing out certain changes in our curriculum. Okay, and there are certain surveys are there, like a surveys by IBM Institute for Business Value says that 70% of India's venture capitalists said that startups are unable to figure out employee with precise skill set they require. Means though some startups and entrepreneurs are coming up, but they have a complaint that we are not getting an employee with required skills. And because of that, the startup or entrepreneurship is not being successful. Okay, and in a similar survey, only 40% of Indian industry professionals with contradiction indicated that new employee hired in local labor market possess the required skill. Means only 40% of our organizations or industry professionals were confident that they will get the enough students or enough youth with required skill for their work. Otherwise, 60% are not confident that they will get required number of students or youth with required skills. So this survey itself indicated that there is a huge skill gap is there in our education system among our students. There is a huge skill gap is there, and this will become a big problem, okay, to make our students employable or to make our country a 5 trillion economy and so on. And a similar report is also given by the AICT also that able to highlight that what is the scenario of skill gap among the students of technical institutions. And reason for skill gap, if we talk about reason, again the same thing, what is that? We have innovative technology are distracting high reason, means we are getting so many technologies which are there in available in the market or available easily in our hand. So that technology sometimes distracting us from higher education. Means we think that this technology is enough to carry out our day-to-day functions, and we don't need to go for higher education. It is enough for us, but it is not the right fact. It is rather distracting us from the right direction or right track. Okay, we have to think, always believe that no technology is permanent. Every now and then we will have new technologies coming up, and we have to upgrade ourselves, or we have to make ourselves used to with that new technology. Okay, if we are not ready to learn that new technology, definitely we will get outdated and we will face problem. Then lack of teaching resource, as I have told you that new technology are coming every years, but the laboratory or the curriculum are not up to marks. Because of that, students at the college and university are not able to get acquainted with that new skills and new technology. And affordability, some technology when comes to market as a new one, that is sometimes become more costlier, and whatever instrument is required to teach that kind of technology is again too costlier. So it is because of affordability also which come into picture, because the institutions may not be in a right position to purchase that kind of instrument and so on, because of lack of fund or lack of interest. Because that by the time you will make your administration convinced to purchase such kind of instrument, time will be far away from go away. There is no, that technology will already wiped out from the market. Okay, such thing also happen. Affordability or accessibility is a big problem here. And as I've told you, dynamic curriculum is also essential, because we have to keep on changing our syllabus or our schemes frequently in consultation with the industry people or the market experts. Okay, if we are not able to do so, then that will create a skill gap among our students. So what to do? We realize that there is a strong or a very big skill gap is there, and there is a some kind of you can say lag is also there between the what we are needed on what is being taught to the students through our curriculum. A big gap or is there, a lag is also there. So how to overcome it, that is also a matter of discussion. So one thing is that the mapping should be carried out frequently. What are the skill gap or what is the curriculum gap is there, that should be mapped time to time. And one way to map all those gap is through accreditation. If we are going for any kind of NBA or NAC accreditation, what we are doing is that we are trying to find out where do we stand and what area we are lagging behind. So that kind of analysis or that kind of exercise basically help us to know our strength and weakness. So I will rather recommend each and every institution should go for NAC or NBA accreditation. It is not a matter of fact whether you are getting a plus or A++. That is not a matter. What is matter is that you will able to learn at least where you are lacking, and what are the area where you have to put your energy so that you can able to stand at par with other institutions. So that mapping should be carried out. Okay. Another thing is that whenever we are preparing a curriculum, we must, because university have the freedom to design their curriculum. So sometimes what happen, university do prepare the syllabus as per their mindset only. The faculty members who are the member of the your say board of studies, they will decide how the things will go. Sometimes they are, I mean, quite competent enough, but very often what happens, they have a very narrow minded also, because they don't have a very wide perspective of looking into the need of the society or need of the nations or need of the student itself. So whatever syllabus or scheme we develop is a very narrow one, without, I mean, addressing the problem of students, without addressing the problem of the organization or industry or the nation itself. So what is required is that we should include some of the industry or the organization expert who is actually outside from the university system in our board of studies. So that person will able to, I mean, let us know what is going on in the industry, or what is the requirement of the industry, what and what kind of technology, what area of skills should be focus more in your syllabus. That kind of suggestion would become off if we include a person who is out of the university system, or rather from an industry person. Okay, so that should be done. And of course, if you see in our education system, we do not give due consideration to vocational training. Vocational training means suppose carpentry or plumbing, some minor electrical works like this. So what is required is that whatever study we may carry forward or we may pursue in our higher education, but some kind of vocational training must be given to the students. Okay, so this will actually make the students skillful, and this will also help us to, I mean, bridge the gap between the demand and supply of skilled worker in our organizations or in our industry. Because if you see, as I've told you earlier, that we have a lack of skilled worker also. Okay, not only skilled professionals, but also skilled worker also. So skilled worker will come when we do have some kind of vocational training along with our traditional courses like BA, BCom, BSc. Along with that course, if we are able to give some vocational training to those students, then definitely our problem of skilled worker will be addressed very soon. Okay. What are different way forward to improve the skills? Then I would say that the first and the foremost thing to improve the skill is to build a practical and job-oriented curriculum. As I have told you, this is the most important tool, I will say, or gadgets in the hand of any stakeholder of a higher education institution. If you have able to design your curriculum, design your scheme or syllabus in a right way, then definitely you will able to overcome the problem of skills deficiency, or you will able to overcome the problems related to unemployment and so on. So higher education institution must build or design its curriculum which is quite practical oriented, should not be theoretical only. Otherwise, you see, though we do have theoretical knowledge, but practically we do not know anything. We have completed the entire degree, but we do not know how, I mean, suppose completed a degree of engineering, but we do not know how to, solve a particular problem related to electrical circuit in our house, or how to order our even bike which is broke down because of one or other reasons. Though we have studied everything in our mechanical engineering, but we are not able to even make good our bike which is out of order because of one other reason. So such things should be taught in the curriculum itself, so that the students can not only learn the theoretical things, but at the same time able to learn some practical things also. Okay, and that is also possible through giving the students the right way of assignments. Okay, otherwise writing a small assignment, theoretical assignment, you should rather give them some practical oriented assignments, so the student will learn or give some critical thinking to that assignment also. So such kind of things must be included in the teaching process as well as the evaluation process, because teaching is one thing. After imparting teaching, what we generally do is that we used to assess or evaluate our student, that how much they have learned. So our assessment or evaluation process also be revamped in such a way that they can able to assess the student not from theoretical point of view, but from practical point of view also. That is also required. Okay. And another thing is that what we can do in our university or our colleges is that we should introduce the summer training or say internship kind of things, because okay, universities and colleges are a very good place or to learn many things, but yes, everything cannot be learned here, because what it is the real environment that is required may not be available in the university or the college campus. For that purpose, the student must have to go through the some kind of organizations or industry where he or she will have to work in a real world environment. So whatever things that had been taught to him or her during his theory or practical classes, that knowledge can be applied over there. And at the same time, they can learn some extra things from their, subordinates or ordinates who are, looking after them in that industry or in that organization. So the policy of, summer training or say industrial internship should be placed in each and every degree or diploma courses. Though it is there in some cases, at least in some of the professional courses like engineering course, it is there, or even some medical course, it is there. They have to go through some practical work in the form of internship. That is fine, but how much effectively, how much efficiently, or how much religiously we are doing all those things, that is a matter of concern. Otherwise, it is there. At the end of the internship period or summer training, what we generate or student what generally do is that they make copy paste of the report and produce before the college or university. So it is a matter of ethics also, that the student should follow a right or ethical way to prepare that report. And at the same time, the academicians or the university or college should be vigilant over their students who have gone for internship or summer training. Then grip technology that can advance educational understanding and effect. It is also very important, because learning is possible in the classroom, but the way learning can be achieved in a classroom is changing very fast. Few years back, at least 3 years back, or in 2019, if somebody will come with a mobile phone, we used to shout at them, why you have brought this mobile phone in the classroom? But mobile phone is a great tool as such, for learning tool for the students. So what is required is that we should train them, we should educate them how a mobile phone can be a great educational tool for the students as well as for the teacher itself. Otherwise, we used to ban those kind of instrument or gadgets inside the classroom, but no, this is not the case. That should not be done. And through that other way of teaching learning process, what is called as the blended learning or flipped classroom technology, flipped classroom methods are also there, in which the students are basically provided with all kinds of study material beforehand, and the students will go through all those material and come up with some of the doubts and problems in the class. And the classroom is basically a place where some kind of discussions is to be carried out. Otherwise, simple delivery of lecture, delivery of material should not be done in the classroom. It should be done in prior to the lecture itself or scheduled class itself. Okay. Then,
qualified qualified.
yes, ma'am. Hello.
Ma'am, sir, that was a disruption. I have muted the faculty. Hello.
Sorry, I'm not getting your voice properly.
Sir, it was a small disruption. So
Disruption is there.
No, earlier that.
Oh, it is okay.
Yeah,
now it is
fine.
okay.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, fine. Another way to improve the skill is through establishing a strong relationship with the real world or industry partners. As I have told you that the importance of summer training or the industrial training or industrial internship, if it is in place and if it is being evaluated properly, then these particular things are quite fruitful for the, imparting skill among the students and make a student more employable. Another way that I have already discussed is ensuring sustainable education through ICT, because what is required is that the way teaching learning takes place is also evolving gradually or changing gradually. So in that aspect also, you will see that the use of internet and communication technology is come up with a very big way. Okay, the use of internet and other electronic device has, we have realized the importance of internet and communication devices during this pandemic period, and the way we are right now conducting this particular workshop, we are otherwise just 3 years back, we cannot even expect that conducting a workshop through this way. It is, unacceptable. People will not assimilate it at all. But now this technology have been accepted by the people, assimilated by the people, and that is why this kind of workshop is also now possible. So the use of this particular technology should not be underestimated, and it should be used to its complete full efficiency. And if you see, the government also and different agencies are also there. Even the Ministry of Human Resource has also started working in this technology quite before this pandemic itself. They have developed novel initiatives like Swayam platform, okay, Swayam Prabha, National Digital Library, and so on. And you will see that there are different types of other platforms who are offering MOOC courses also. So everything is going on this a platform which is utilizing this ICT technology. Okay, so this should not be underestimated. Rather, we should make a kind of right procedure for implementing all those things in our regular teaching learning process. Then blended learning for improved comprehension. As I have told you, that blended learning or the concept of flipped classroom is quite promising nowadays. If you want your students to learn more, then because we have a time limit. Okay, we have a time limit that the class will start from 10 o'clock and will last up to 11 o'clock. It's a 1 hour class, and sometime what happened in a 1 hour class, it is impossible to, deliver the lecture material and have a fruitful discussion in the class. So in that situations, we should again make use of this technology, okay, for conducting the class in a blended mode. Means we will provide the students all the materials, lecture material from home itself. They will get all those material in their devices, electronic devices, mobile phones or laptop or any other devices. And from there, they will go through it and they will come to the classroom, physical classroom. Okay, and that physical classroom will serve as a platform where the student will ask only questions, or the students will discuss among themselves, which will, improve their peer learning, as well as the student teacher will have a healthy discussion kind of, okay, or the teacher will able to mentor those students in a right way in that classroom itself. Otherwise, because of lack of time, we do have something in our plan, but we will not able to execute it because the limitation of time. So this concept of blended learning or flipped classroom can able to overcome all those problems. Yes, and the important thing that I would like to mention is the need of interdisciplinary learning, because whatever way we are functioning till now, I'm not talking about only the educational institution, but other research institution also, like CSIR lab and other research lab that we are having in our country. All those places of higher learnings are basically occupied by people who are having some kind of narrow mind, means they do not have a very wide perspective, because they do not, consider the multidisciplinary or cross-disciplinary approach in their study because of their mindset. So we have to eradicate those kind of mindsets. We have to come out of those mindsets so as to make our learning more cross-disciplinary or interdisciplinary one. Because without interdisciplinary, because if I am having a certain subject knowledge, I will able to see a particular problem in the same perspective only. And if I do not consult or take suggestion from a person with similar or allied branches, then what will happen? My perspective or solution to that problem will be very narrow or may not be that much efficient. But if I consider someone who are having the same knowledge but from allied branches or some related branches, then definitely if we work together in the same problem, whatever solution we will arrive at, that will definitely be more competent, more effective. So this is well proven. Well proven. So when we have a cross-disciplinary or multidisciplinary approach to a given problem, whatever solution we will arrive at, it will be more efficient, more effective, and more cost-effective too. So in that sense also, we have to think of interdisciplinary learning or cross-disciplinary learning. And in that sense also, the different regulatory agencies like UGC have also approved some kind of choice-based credit system in all the university since 2015. It is in the table, it is in the place, right in the place. To what extent we are implementing it, that is a problem, because we do not have faculty. So if student comes to us with a certain kind of elective papers, we used to refuse them. No, we don't have faculty member to teach you. So it is in the place, choice-based credit system is there, but the student has no choice, still no choice. We are imparting elective paper based on the faculty available or expertise of the faculty only. As such, it is available in paper. Thus, we are offering choice-based credit system. But yes, student has no choice as such, because we do not have the right faculty to teach that particular subject or right infrastructure to carry out practical works in that subject. So we are offering them as a non-elective paper itself. And similarly, as I've told you that whatever education systems we are running, conventional education system we are running, all those conventional systems have no link with some vocational training work or skill-based work. So what is required, though we have completed some kind of diploma and degree, but after that, whatever problem we are facing in the form of unemployment or poor skill workforce and so on. So if we have to overcome all those problems, what is again required is that we have to align our conventional education system along with some vocational training. Okay, that should be the vocational training as the conventional education should go side by side or simultaneously, so that a healthy education system will be evolved in which the student will not only learn the desired subject knowledge, but at the same time will able to acquire certain skill which will at least help him or her in getting their livelihood. Okay, so such things should be done in such a way that each and every student should be get benefited. When I say each and every student, means what? Suppose, as I have told you earlier, that if I have spent 2 years or 4 semesters in a degree course of a university, and after that, if I leave that course, what will happen to my that 4 semester? So I have to design that curriculum in such a way that even if I am leaving the degree program after 2 year or 4 semester, that 2 year will not go waste. I will get certain kind of certifications or degree or certification or diploma from that university, because I have completed some credit of that courses along with some vocational courses. So I will get a kind of license to work somewhere. Okay, because I have spent 2 years or 4 semesters in a university system. I have learned, or I have completed this much of course, I have learned this much of skill, so I will fit for this much this type of work. Such kinds of license or a degree or diploma or a certification must be given to a student. And another important thing, that it should be must be aligned with some vocational training. And another two important, I think this is the last two that I have kept here, that is the striking balance between the learning, skilling, and job opportunity. So when we come to the this particular problem of job opportunity, because once our student pass out from our institutions, colleges, or university, they roam around the job market. It is their responsibility to find out the job. Yes, some of the university or institutions are there who are having the training and placement cell or career guidance cell is there, but otherwise it is the responsibility of the student own responsibility to get a job for himself or herself. Yes, that is also correct to some extent, but what is the responsibility of university or higher education system is that they should make a balance. Suppose I am imparting civil engineering courses to 1,000 students a year, but that 1,000 student is not the demand of the market, so I should not run that course for 1,000 students. I should restrict that seat or limit to 100 or 200 as per the demand of the market. And within that civil engineering courses itself, I should define the specialization, that this specialization should be given more emphasis, or our undergraduate course will emphasis on this particular specialization because it is more in demand. So such thing can be done by the university. It is at the hand of the university that this particular skill set or subject with this specialization will be in more demand in the market. So we will design our curriculum, or we will in such a way that such kind of skills or knowledge should be imparted to the students and they will get the job. If we are not aligning our skills and our strength in terms of the job scenario or the market scenario, then definitely what will happen? The matter of unemployment will come up. Okay, so the university, also the responsibility of higher education system is to maintain a balance between the learning, skilling, and job opportunity. It is the responsibility of the university also. University cannot go away from this responsibility as such. Okay, it is not the right. I mean, nobody will say that yes, it is the role of university. It is the duty of university to get a job for the student. They should conduct a placement drive in their campus. That may not be the responsibility of university, but the way they will design their courses, the way they will keep the cap or limit of the student they will intake, that is the responsibility of the university. So whatever number of students or whoever come out of that university or higher education institutions will get a job. It is the responsibility. So they will design their courses, they will design, or they will limit their seats in such a way that all the students will get absorbed. Then the entrepreneurship courses and the self-employment training. It is quite overlooked thing, which is quite overlooked in India. We recently the government of India through the Entrepreneurship Development Institute Ahmedabad have now started working with different technical institutions to carry out some kind of awareness programming. Okay, that is fine, but and some of the management institutes are also working in this direction. That is fine, but whatever things have been done in this direction, I will say that is not enough at all. Still, our mindset is that yes, once we will get some kind of diploma and degree course, then we will get some kind of job, and we are pursuing our higher study with the aim of getting job also. So such kind of mindset should be removed, and at we should encourage the students that they should come forward with a continuous ideas or new ideas, and that we have to check whether that idea is being converted into some kind of product or services or not, like this. And we should encourage our students that if they are able to reach to a or able to come up with some kind of idea and so on, then we should guide them so that they can able to establish some kind of you can say new organizations with or you can say startup organizations like this. So for that, what kind of facilities or what kind of support required by the student, because students are not very much aware about all those things. So what are the different government schemes are there, and whether the university has certain kind of incubation facilities there or not, and if it is not there, what kind of assistance a university should able to provide, that should be given to the students, so that the students who are following will the future students will come up, they will also have a feeling that no, after graduating from this university or this institution, it is not only we have to look for, I mean, some kind of job, rather we have certain kind of entrepreneurship or startup to float a certain kind of startup organization is also there. Some options are there. So university have the responsibility to guide the students, to encourage the students to come up with idea and convert that idea into some kind of startup organizations. So this is the a expectation from the university also, and that they should make their job seeker student to a job provider students. Okay, this is another. And some kind of gap, as we have able to mention that yes, there is some gap is there in our curriculum. So how to bridge that gap? Because as I have told you at the very beginning, that it is the only curriculum, if you see, you just sit quietly and peacefully and think as an educator, as a stakeholder in higher education system, how can you able to make your students employable or skillful and so on, then you will able to realize that it is only through scheme and syllabus only. Because whatever you do in a university system or a higher education system, 80% of your energy goes in teaching the students, or either theory or practical and so on, or evaluating them. Okay, so if you are doing like this, then it is a curriculum only, which is only a single tool in your hand through which you can able to achieve everything. Okay, so curriculum is everything that happens in relation to the educational program. I am quite agree with this particular definition of Jen J. Okay, this is quite this is the only thing, because we don't have any other options through which we can able to achieve our goals or our vision or mission. You see, this is the only curriculum. So this is very much important, and the development of curriculum is a very tedious task, and that should be done or carried out very minutely, and it's a continuous cyclic process. It is not that I have designed a curriculum and it will last forever. It is not like that. Our curriculum should be dynamic one, and it should be cyclic. Cyclic means what? It's because the curriculum development have certain phases or cycle, and we have to go through that cycle of development. Otherwise, our curriculum will not be that much fruitful. So in that cycle, you will find that the first step in the design of curriculum is the need analysis. Mean, what is the requirement of the learner or the students or the society or our industry, that we should know. How we will know? Through discussion with the students, through discussion with some expert member from industry, and so on. We should, as I have told you earlier, that we should include some of the industry expert in our board of studies, so they can able to guide us, they can able to tell us what is the requirement. sometimes we should get feedback from our student also. Okay, next step is the planning. Once we know that these are the requirement of the learner or society or our industry, then we should plan. Okay, what should we plan? That there is a need to change the syllabus, but so when we are trying to change the syllabus, we have to plan accordingly, because suppose how much credit a course should have. Suppose BTech course is required to have 160 credit in 4 years. So we should design our course in that it should have 160 credit only. There is a need of one new extra skill. It doesn't mean that we will add 4 credit to it and make it 164. It is not like that. We have to make 160. So we have to omit one, and so as to add a one new course of 4 credit. So we have to plan accordingly. What to be kept, what to be removed, what to be add. We have to plan it. Okay. Then next step is the design and development. Once we have decided that this subject or paper should be kept in our syllabus, then what paper should be kept in first semester, what paper should be kept in third and fifth and seventh or eighth, like this. We have to again design it. Okay, it doesn't mean that a paper which is meant to be kept in 8th semester should be placed in 2nd semester or 3rd semester. Then the learner will not able to get the things properly. So we have to design it. We have to design it that which paper should be placed in first, which paper should be placed in 5th semester, which paper should be placed in 8th semester, like this. There is a gradual change or gradual imparting of knowledge should be ensured. Otherwise, the learner will not able to get the things properly. Second thing is that, okay, we have identified the papers or subject, we have identified the semesters in which that should be placed, then what content it should have. Okay, that's also we have to design it. It doesn't mean that we have to teach so many things so that we will fill that syllabus with everything. And later on, we realize that it is not possible to cover all those topics in 40 hours or 40 lecture class. Not possible. It should not be done. We should very judiciously think what syllabus or what topics should be included in that paper, and to what depth that should be taught to the student, like this. So this is a part of design and development. After that, we have to implement that newly designed or developed syllabus in a pilot basis. Okay, if it is working, say pilot basis means, suppose if you are a central university or you are a deemed university, there is no problem as such. We can very easily implement that thing. Or even if you are a state private university, we can implement it. If you are a state unitary university, we can able to implement it. Yet if you are a state affiliating university, then there is a problem, because we have to implement it not only in university department, but also in all the affiliating colleges also. So it is a little bit risky. So for deemed university, for central university, it is quite flexible to implement those things. So we have to implement those things in a pilot way. Okay, and if that pilot experiment, if it is being evaluated properly and students are giving good feedback, or we are getting good responses from our employer also, that this syllabus is okay, then what is required is that we have to finalize that curriculum and disseminate training for other departments or for other university also. Okay, because we have implemented in a central university and we find it okay, then we know the government may push that particular syllabus to some other university also. Okay, that you should follow the syllabus of Delhi University. Suppose we have been suggested to say follow the syllabus of Delhi University because it is pilotedly run in a university like Delhi University, Central University, so and so on. So this is the curriculum dissemination and training is also required, because the syllabus may not be the 100% applicable to all universities. Suppose in 2017, AICT has come up with a new model curriculum for BTech courses, but at the same time, they have suggested that the concerned university can have a flexibility to change 10 to 15% of the syllabus. They have kept it flexible. The reason being that depending upon the university and depending upon the institution, sometimes it may not be the model syllabus may not be completely relevant. So they have given a flexibility to make certain changes up to 10 to 15%. It is required. So such kind of, so whatever changes that university will bring within a purview of say 10 to 15%, that should be also taught to that university official, how to bring those changes in the syllabus or model syllabus. That should be given. And after that, it is basically the dissemination and implementation of the newly designed curriculum in all the university or in all the affiliated college of the university. Okay. Next step will be the evaluation and supervision, because once a newly designed scheme or syllabus is being implemented, taught to the students, then whatever student is coming out by studying those syllabus, they should be evaluated or supervised. If they are able to perform well means they are come up with some good skills, good knowledge, and they are able to get good jobs, or they are coming with certain new ideas to bring their entrepreneurship skills. Means whatever criteria are there for outcome-based education system, that we have to check. Okay, and if in that OBE system, if they are doing well, then whatever syllabus we have designed is correct and okay. And if some parameters are not being covered well in that syllabus, then we have to again redesign it. So in the last step, what is required, the evaluation and supervision is to be done. And that evaluation and supervision is basically a step which again re-identify where we have to make some correction. So in that way, this process of need analysis to design and development of syllabus and then implementation and then evaluation is carried out in a cyclic way. And the development of a curriculum is always a dynamic and a cyclic process. And the most important thing being the university should include all the stakeholders, the students, the faculty members, the parents, and even the industry person. All the stakeholders should be included here in the design and development of this curriculum. Then only your curriculum will be an effective one. Some of the initiative that is being carried out or conducted by the AICT, as I have told you that in 2017, AICT has taken some of the important decision and come up with a some kind of model curriculum for all the engineering colleges across the India. And in that model curriculum, they have many features. They have already put many features of this new National Education Policy 2020 also. And they have tried to put all those ingredients of National Education Policy in that model curriculum. But yes, I think that has also been revised once. Okay, after the coming of this NEP 2020, they have again revised. They are going to revise it. I think it is in the process only, and very soon they will come up with a revised model curriculum. The ICT will come up with revised model curriculum also. And as I've told you that AICT has given some flexibility to make certain changes in that model curriculum also. Okay. And if you talk about the new education policy 2020, so this is basically released in the year 2020, and that's what is called as the new National Education Policy 2020. And I think this is the policy which is long awaited. After 35 years of long gap, the government has come up with a new national education policy. So, okay, the expectation from this new national education policy is quite high, because it has been told to us that this policy have been designed after getting a lakhs of suggestions from the different stakeholder of higher education system and so on. So,
excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Yes, sir. Sorry for the interruption. Actually, just wanted to remind you that we have already exceeded the time limit, and if you could just wind up in another 5 minutes.
Okay, just give me 5 minutes. Okay.
Right.
5 minutes.
Thank you.
So this education policy is, developed by incorporating around lakhs of suggestions from different stakeholders of the education systems. And they have also included a different sustainable development goal of your UN sustainable development goal also in this one. So this policy is expected to deliver what we are discussing in this previous slides, that lack of skills, problem of unemployability, and strengthening of different framework of higher education system. So it is expected that this new national education policy will able to, cover up all those things. And I have one or two slides here to basically regarding the curriculum. Though we have so many things. Okay. NEP 2020 and skill, because we have seen that skill is a major problem in our education system, that our students coming out with very poor skills. So this national education policy 2020 is giving due emphasis on the development of skill among the students. Okay, so this is, they have tried to incorporate the conventional education with some vocational training, so that vocational skill as well as some advanced skill will be given to the students along with their normal teaching and learning process. It is being taken care of in this new education policy. And regarding the curriculum, they have also, because curriculum is basically the heart of any education system. If we are not able to develop or design a right curriculum, then whatever policy you may prepare, that policy will not work at all. So it only depends upon the how efficiently or how effective your curriculum is. So for that purpose, you need to design your curriculum in such a way that that can able to incorporate all the desired traits of a higher education system. As I have told you in the very beginning slide, that the higher education system is meant to provide a students a continuous learner, or say global citizens, or able to take their able to get its livelihood. So all the state must be fulfilled, and this new education policy is somehow designed in such a way that you can able to make the educational institutions a place of continuous learning, wherein the newer technology can be imparted to the students as per the need of the society, or as per the need of the learner, through choice-based credit system and so on. So new education policy have taken care of all those things here. Another important thing that is taken care of by this new education policy is that smooth integration of the different subjects, because we need to have a transdisciplinary or cross-disciplinary subject. So if we are want to make our system, higher education system, a multidisciplinary one, then there must be some kind of system which is able to make a degree program or a diploma program multidisciplinary, where students from one discipline can able to take course in or subject in other program. Such kind of flexibility is being introduced in the new education policy to make it a multidisciplinary. And at the same time, they have identified some pure as well as allied courses which can be grouped in together, and from where the student can able to gain credit, and that credit should be acquired by the students, and that credit should be placed in one depository, that is National Academic Credit Depository System is there. So once a student is acquired certain credit from one, in the next time, whenever the student go to some other university for other program, the same credit can be again called back. And that is basically one thing is there. I've just forgotten that name. That is sorry. National credit bank is have to be developed. According to this new education policy, what is being suggested is that the country, the higher education system of the country should develop a national credit depository system like this. Okay, so whenever a student moves from one program of a university to another program of another university, the same credit should be revoked, and the student won't have to repeat the course or repeat that particular subject, and the student can earn the same degree with little efforts. Okay, and in the very recent time, the UGC chairman has also come up with some new decision that in align with new education policy, they have started that is called legalizing the things that the student can learn 2 subjects at a time, or can enroll themselves in 2 different programs at a time. Such thing have also come in news, though any university has implemented it or it not, that I do not know, but this was in news just a few days back, when the UGC chairman has come up with this idea that in align with the new education policy, the student can enroll themselves in 2 courses at a time. Suppose one classes for one course is running in the forenoon and another course is running in the afternoon. Okay, then it is possible for the student to enroll themselves in 2 different courses at the same time. So, which is otherwise considered to be illegal previously, but now the UGC chairman has come up with some idea like this. Okay, and new education policy also try to ensure that the whatever curriculum we design, that should be newer one, and that should be the recent one, latest one, and that should be taught in such a way that the students should be engaged in a more technological way. As I have told you, the use of ICT. Okay, so such thing, or say concept of free classroom, so or MOOC courses. Okay, all these things have been legalized now by this new national education policy. Okay, so with this facilities offered by this new education policy, we can think of a degree program which shall be holistic, multidisciplinary, high quality, and at the same time should be flexible in curriculum, and novel engaging curriculum options is there, and a rigorous specialization of subjects can be offered to students. Okay, and a pedagogy with increased emphasis on communication, discussion, debate, research, and multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary thinking is promoted here. So this new education policy has able to target the different aspect of higher education at one shot. Means they are offering degree program which is holistic, multidisciplinary, and of high quality, and at the same time it is flexible in terms of curriculum, in terms of engagement of student, at the same time in offering a specialized courses, or in terms of say pedagogy or evaluation. Okay. Okay, so this is all about from my side. I think the time is over. Otherwise, I have few more slides to share. But anyway, this is all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such a comprehensive and a detailed session. You have very well elaborated not only the challenges of higher education of India, but also explained the ways to improve skills and reduce the curriculum gap. It was a wonderful session and quite knowledgeable also. There were so many things to learn from this session. I really thank you and appreciate your efforts and for your valuable time which you have shared with us, and your thoughts which you have shared with us. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you once again for giving me this opportunity. Though this time too, I am not able to complete my slide. Actually, some of the slides are quite informative, and I would like to share with all the audience. But anyway, I will going to share this slide with Dr. Yadav, and I request Dr. Yadav to share among all the participants. Sir.
Sure, sir. Sure, I will do that. That's so kind of you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for such an elaborate and detailed session. It was really knowledgeable, informative, and there was so much to learn from your session. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So, dear participants, thank you so much for joining this session. I know you are exhausted by now, like second session of the day. So without taking much time, let's sign off for the day, and we'll meet tomorrow morning at 10:30. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, and have a nice day.